Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic stories of some of its most celebrated cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. This is the story of Scotland Yard file number 140MR519. And here to brief you is Chief Superintendent John Davidson.
Good afternoon. This is the famous Black Museum of Scotland Yard. These two rooms on the lower ground floor of the main building are the repository of, shall I say, mementos of some of our most famous cases, both solved and unsolved. We keep here, as exemplars of the practical art of murder and other crimes, a great many weapons, a not inconsiderable stock of disguises, a large number of miscellaneous objects, more or less directly concerned with the commission of specific crimes. Death moths of a few notable criminals, such as the late Heinrich Himmler, and a great many bullets, some of them with the stain of death still discernible, and more than a few genuinely gruesome objects, portions of human skeletons, things in alcohol-filled glass jars. Every object in here has an unhappy association. And most of them have aided us in solving other puzzling crimes. For the criminal mind is curiously imitated. Now, this case, number 140MR519, happened 30 years ago. You may have heard about it. It created a great sensation in the United States. Now, here is the one item that remains. A knife. It was once very sharp, but the blood has rusted the blade. Oh, good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, this is the man who knows more about case 140MR519 than anyone else at the yard. May I introduce Chief Inspector David Apries of the CID.
There was another man who knew a great deal about this case, sir, but he's not with us anymore.
Who was that, David?
The hangman, sir. Mrs. Hildegard Amory was one of the most fascinating women I've ever known. Her husband, Peter James Athelston Amory, was 32 years old, but everyone who knew the couple thought he was at least 10 years older than his wife, although in point of fact he was only 4 years her senior. From what we know of him, he was dull, moody, and not a very good husband, except that in the accepted sense of the word, he was faithful to her. It's a pity that he had no other recorded virtues. On the night of the 3rd of October, 1922, he was murdered. This is all I had from Detective Sergeant Max Fisher of the Ilford Police Station, who reported it to me.
Kensington Gardens, Ilford, sir. 10 minutes before 12 midnight, sir, last night. Stabbed to death by a person or persons unknown, sir. Mr. John Thomason and Miss Elizabeth Poole of 7B Oxford Crescent, Ilford, met Mrs. Amory as she was running down the street screaming. A doctor was fetched, who pronounced the man dead.
Go on, please, Sergeant.
Mrs. Amory remarked to Police Constable Douglas Gregg that she supposed that she would probably be blamed for the husband's death. She'll be at the Ilford Police Station, sir, this morning.
I proceeded first to the mortuary on Horse Ferry Road to view the body. He had been stabbed untidily 3 times in the neck. The man at the mortuary said one slash had severed the carotid artery, causing death. No weapon, Sergeant Fisher said, had been found. I went to Ilford for a talk with Mrs. Amory.
She's in there, Sergeant.
Oh, thank you. Shall I go in with you, Chief Inspector?
I wish you would, yes, please.
Yes, Sergeant Fisher.
I have Chief Inspector Apris of Scotland Yard with me, Jones. May we come in?
Mrs. Amory?
Let them come in.
Thank you. We'll be all right, Jones.
Yes, Sergeant.
Come in, sir. Mrs. Amory, this is Chief Inspector Apris.
I don't know what more I can tell you, Chief Inspector.
I'm sorry to be under the necessity of asking you any further questions, Mrs. Amory, but you understand.
Yes, of course.
If we might sit down.
Oh, please do.
You did not see the assailant, you said?
No. Peter had gone...
Your husband?
Yes. My husband had gone ahead of me a few steps to unlock the door. All I remember was a kind of black shadow rising up beside the steps, hearing Peter cry out.
The other man said nothing?
Nothing at all. He just turned and ran away down the street.
And you?
I'm afraid I was so frozen I didn't do anything for a second. Peter was coughing and crying out. And I think I screamed and ran away.
Uh-huh. You didn't touch your husband?
I put my hand out to him and the blood... I was so... I don't know. I think I ran for help. I know I was screaming. Those people heard me and called out and I...
You thought your husband was dead?
I knew he was hurt badly.
You didn't tell us before about seeing the man who attacked your husband, Mrs. Amory.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, you didn't, Mrs. Amory.
Sorry.
I'm going to ask you a question, Mrs. Amory, which you need not answer.
I'm sure I have nothing to conceal from you, Chief Inspector.
Of course. Why did you remark that they will blame me for this? Or words to that effect?
Did I say that?
In Constable Gregg's report, madam.
I don't remember saying...
Why should you say such a thing?
Why, if I said it... I was very much agitated, you must understand. Of course, I suppose I must have been thinking that no one else had seen the
Murderer, ma'am?
Yes. The...
Sergeant Fisher.
Yes? I'll be back at once, Chief Inspector.
All right. Had your husband any enemies that you know of, Mrs. Amory?
I've been trying to think.
Can you think of any other motive?
Robbery, perhaps?
Oh, I should think that a robber would have run away without attempting to attack.
I don't know.
Could I ask you to tell me in your own words exactly what happened, as near as you can remember?
Peter and I had gone to the Criterion, and we were in rather a gay mood when we came home. Peter said to me, I'll run ahead and unlock...
That is a very dark street.
Well, usually it's quite bright. But last night, the street lamps... Something apparently had happened to them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that other couple saw him.
So who?
The murderer.
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Saw him quite plainly, they said.
Did they recognize him? I mean, they're not going to be able to identify him, are they?
Catch her, Fisher. She's going to faint. Verbum sat sapienti. If I remember my schoolboy Latin, a word to the wise is sufficient. I'm not at all certain of the degree of wisdom, if any, that I possess. But we had the word right enough. Recognize. Why should they recognize the man? Had Mrs. Amory recognized him? Why should she be so concerned about his being recognized? She returned to her home. Fisher and I quietly began asking questions of the people who knew her.
Her next-door neighbor answered me.
Oh, it's a dreadful thing, sir. The poor woman's fair out of her mind.
How long have you known the Amerys, sir?
6 months.
Uh-huh. Had she any friends, other than her husband, could you say?
Well, sir, the parson, I should say. Mrs. O'Malley, who keeps the pastry shop. And, well, I liked her very much. I'm the dustman, sir. I saw her almost every day on my rounds.
What about her husband?
I say nothing but good of the dead, sir. Although my private opinion is it served him bloody well right.
Why?
Well, sir, many's the night I've heard him shouting at the lady something terrible, sir.
What about?
I never listened to details, sir. I have a great admiration for the poor thing. She's very attractive, sir.
Do you know anyone else who is of the same opinion?
Everybody, sir, except him. God rest his nasty soul.
Inquiry of the parson brought more praises of little Mrs. Amory. A most attractive, lively, pleasant young housewife were the exact words.
I talked to her employers, a firm of wholesale milliners in Aldersgate Street.
I've known Mrs. Amory for a great many years, sir. She has been in our employ since the 3rd year of the war.
Oh. Well, what are her duties with you?
She is chief bookkeeper and manageress, sir.
Do you know anything about her friends?
Everybody in this establishment can lay claim to that title, sir. She is universally beloved. We don't make inquiries into the private life of our people, sir.
Of course. But do you know any of her friends, apart from her colleagues in this office?
I have seen her lunching once or twice with a young man, whom I assumed to be a younger relative, sir. But I naturally made no inquiries.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Quite welcome, I'm sure, sir.
I should like to ask you one more question, sir.
As you will.
Why do you think this young man is a relative?
I do not believe I am breaking a confidence. Mrs. Amory has several times received letters from him, posted at various points of call of the Peninsula and Orient Steamship Company. I have seen the envelopes.
Well, how does that prove that he's a relation of hers?
I have seen the name on the letters, sir.
Oh. You looked at the letters?
Inadvertently, sir.
And the name was?
Westlake. The same as Mrs. Amory's maiden name, sir. I happen to know.
Oh, well, thank you very much indeed, sir. Good day. I didn't tell the male milliner that Mrs. Amory's maiden name had been nothing at all like Westlake. As a matter of fact, it was Balderston.
I saw the Mrs. O'Malley the dustman had spoken of within 2 hours after I learned the results of Chief Inspector Aparis's interview with the milliner.
Oh, yes, sir. I know Mrs. Amory very well indeed.
And her husband?
I knew him.
Sad affair.
I didn't like him, sir.
You know a man named Westlake, Mrs. O'Malley?
Of course.
You do?
He was a paying boarder for a few weeks at the Amory's.
How long ago?
Oh, about 18 months ago. He left and went to see Mrs. Amory said. I don't want you to get the idea, sir, that Mrs. Amory's the type who takes in boarders indiscriminately. She's a genuine lady, sir.
Of course.
Amory threw him out after a few weeks.
Oh? Why?
Some tot about his being too thick with poor dear Mrs. Amory. Such tot. Westlake's the brother of a girl who attended school with Mrs. Amory. What arrant nonsense. But Amory was a swine.
You know where this Westlake is now?
No one's heard of him from that day till this.
Not Mrs. Amory, even?
This young man's merely the brother of a former schoolmate, I told you. Why should she know anything about his private affairs, indeed?
I agree with you, Mrs. O'Malley. Why, indeed?
That was the 4th day after Peter Amory's death. Sergeant Fisher and I struck what bookkeepers are fond of calling a trial balance. A, Peter Amory was stabbed to death.
With a knife?
Practically every sailor carries a sheath knife.
Westlake was a sailor.
He had been thrown out of the Amory home.
He was also accused by the husband of too great familiarity with the wife. It could be a motive.
Mrs. Amory was quite concerned about the possibility of the murderer having been recognized.
Perhaps she did recognize him.
Would she be shielding him?
Well, he's the younger brother of a schoolmate of hers.
Would she be shielding the murderer of her husband?
Is he the murderer?
Let's ask him.
Let's find it first. I had very little trouble finding William Westlake. A telephone call to the offices of the P&O Steamship Company found him for me. Yes, they said they had a steward of that name. 20 years old, they said. Had been with the P&O for about 18 months. That corresponded with Mrs. O'Malley's recollection of the date of his departure from the Amory's house. What ship? The SS Murray, they said. Where was the Murray, please? It had docked at Tilbury on the 23rd of September after a voyage to the Mediterranean. Well, at least Westlake had been close at hand when Amory had been murdered 10 days later. The Murray was still at Tilbury. I paid the ship a visit there. A young sailor loitering at the gangway greeted me.
Where you going, mate?
This the Murray?
Unless they changed her name this morning. What do you want?
Looking for a man named Westlake.
What you wanted for?
I want to talk to him.
What about?
I'm afraid it's none of your business, mate.
Ain't it? My name's Westlake.
Oh, is it? William Westlake?
Right, what's yours?
My name's Fisher.
Never heard of you.
Detective Sergeant Fisher of the CID.
What do you want? Detective Sergeant Fisher of the CI Bloody D.
Did you ever hear of a man named Peter Amory?
I didn't do anything to him.
I didn't ask you that, Westlake.
I might have known him.
Well, then you won't mind answering some questions, will you?
About him? Why?
He's dead.
Who killed him?
I don't know.
Well, what do I know about it?
That's what we want to find out, Westlake.
Well, ask me. Go ahead.
No, you'll have to come to Scotland Yard with me.
What if I won't?
Better.
What'll you do if I won't come?
Take you. Come along.
There's nobody looking. I could smash you on the head and drop you in the water.
See those constables down there on the pier head?
Where?
I shouldn't try while they're watching us.
Oh. Well, I suppose I'll have to come along with you. But you've got nothing on me.
Good enough. Get your sheath knife and come on.
What? I've got no sheath knife. I haven't had a sheath knife for ever so long. I haven't got a sheath knife. I lost it. I lost it, I said.
Well, come along then. I'll try and find your knife for you.
I had invited Mrs. Hildegard Amory, the bereaved widow, to come to my office at New Scotland Yard from Ilford to consult about some new evidence that had been discovered, I said. She arrived at 11 o'clock, quite composed, with no outward signs of nervousness. I said she was one of the most fascinating women I've ever seen. Blue silk frock, a most fetching hat from the establishment that employed her. Hardly suitable for a recent widow, I remember thinking idly. Great purple-blue eyes. A most charming smile as she greeted me.
You must tell me the news at once, Chief Inspector. What has happened?
A few facts that I think you should know, Miss Amory.
Have they identified the man they saw running away? The people who saw the man.
A little too anxious, Mrs. Amory, I thought. I said they had not identified anyone yet.
Do you think they can? Identify him, I mean.
Oh, I'm not at all certain that they can, Mrs. Amory. The street light was out, you know.
Oh, I do hope you find him.
Did I detect a suggestion, just a suggestion of triumph in that? We'll see, I said.
I haven't the slightest idea who... It was so dark, though. I'm afraid he'll never be identified.
I wish you had seen him. We could hold an identification parade.
Your telephone, Chief Inspector.
Oh, it's ringing, isn't it? Chief Inspector Aparicio.
I've got him, sir.
Oh.
Westlake, I mean, sir.
Oh, good, old man.
Is she there, sir?
Oh, quite.
Is your door open, sir?
Forget it, old boy.
I'll take care of it, sir.
Thank you, that will be excellent.
I'll bring him.
Thanks very much indeed, old boy. Goodbye. Oh, my dear Mrs. Amory, The light from the windows directly in your eyes. I'm so sorry. Please, take this other chair. It faces the other way.
Oh, well, it's quite all right, Chief Inspector.
Oh, I insist. Please sit here. It'll be much more comfortable.
Well, if you must be so thoughtful, Chief Inspector.
Please.
Thank you very much.
There. Now, you see, you're much more comfortable. The light's much better this way.
I think there's someone at your door, sir.
Oh, really? Who is that? Who is it?
The man you wanted to see, sir.
Hildegard!
William, what? They found you!
So you're the one that wanted to see me
No.
in Scotland Yard?
No.
You traitor!
No.
You traitor! You murderer!
No,
you!
no.
Take him away, Fisher.
No,
Come on,
please.
kill her. I'll kill her too.
Oh, God, what can I do?
Come on, Wesley.
Why did
She
you
made
do
me
it?
I
didn't want you to do it.
Maybe, have you? You do it. She rocked me the...
I really think you owe us an explanation, Mrs. Amory. This is what she said.
I did not know William Westlake at all. When his sister asked me if he might come and stay with us, I remember him only as a small boy from Norwood, when I met him on a holiday with his sister. As a small boy, he was remarkably charming. When he came to live with us, he was still charming. One day, while my husband was away on a short business trip, William told me he was falling in love with me.
This is what he said.
Of course I was in love with her. In a kid's kind of a way. Amory caught us one afternoon kissing in the parlor. He kicked me out. It was an awful row. I said I'd get even. Well, he's dead now, and I'm still alive.
She said,
I had nothing to do with it. It was his own idea to murder Peter Amory.
And he said,
Ask her about those letters, Detective Sergeant.
I'm a detective. My job is to catch criminals, not to make pronouncements about the state of their minds. Neither is it my job to pass judgment upon anyone. Ask her about the letters, Westlake said to Sergeant Fisher. We did ask her.
The letters? I thought he destroyed them.
Westlake laughed when we told him what she had said.
Them letters'll hang her, Mr. Detective.
Westlake had been charged with murder and duly warned. The judge's rules in England are almost unbelievably strict regarding what may be said to a prisoner once he had been officially charged. But the boastful ones often say more than they intend to. Neither Fisher nor I made any comment.
You can't ever prove that I killed old Amory, gents. You know nobody saw him get killed. Why, even them people that say they saw me couldn't possibly identify me. Could they?
I'm sure I don't know, Wesley.
Oh, I know. They can't. Nobody can. and even if somebody could identify me, which they can't, they'll never hang me.
You've been warned, Westlake.
So I have, haven't I? Anything I might say might be used in evidence. But she thought I burned them letters, or tore them up or something. I didn't, gents. Now, what'll you do for me if I show you where them letters are? Huh?
Nothing.
We can promise you nothing, Westlake.
Don't you want to hang somebody?
Come on, Fisher.
But don't you want them? Don't you want them? Well, they'll hang her, I tell you. They'll hang her. Don't you want me to give you those letters? Come back! Come back, you! You put me up to it. I can prove she put me up to it, I tell you. She made me do it. She talked me into it. She's the guilty one. I just stabbed the man.
The filthy, filthy brute.
And she thought he was in love with her.
She She knows better now. Come along.
Where are we going?
To find those letters. We found them in his locker on the Morea, wrapped in an old newspaper under a pile of dirty clothes. 56 of them. And under them a blood-stained sheath knife. The one that you saw in the Black Museum. The letters were incredible. She admitted in court at the trial that she had written them. Would you like to hear what she had written? Here are typical excerpts from the record of the trial.
You said it was enough for an elephant. Perhaps it was, but you don't allow for the taste, making only a small quantity to be taken. Now, your letter tells me about the bitter taste again. Oh, darling, I do feel so down and unhappy. Wouldn't the stuff make small pills coated together with soap and dipped in licorice powder like Beecham's? I'll try again while you're away.
And another.
I tried the broken glass 3 times, but the 3rd time he found a piece of it. So I've given it up till you come home.
Stop! In court at the trial, she was asked why she had written such dangerous letters to Westlake at various points of call. I can still hear her reply.
Nobody knows what kind of letters he was writing me. I destroyed them all. He did not destroy mine.
And she was asked, why did you incite this man to murder your husband? Her voice was very low when she replied.
He was the first man that ever loved me. I was afraid he might meet another woman on one of his voyages that he would love better than me. I could not lose him.
I'm no moralist, I'm a detective. But it is curious to know that among the effects left in their home at Ilford was a trashy novel by an English author, published some 10 years before the tragedy occurred. Before Westlake had ever come to live there, while he was still a small boy and she a schoolgirl. Some of the passages in her letters are almost exact duplicates of passages in that book. I don't know. Hildegard Amory and William Westlake were found guilty of willful murder at Old Bailey in June 1923. I don't believe she even heard the verdict. Her mind was failing even then. Westlake went to the gallows bravely. She was carried to the execution shed completely unconscious by warders, and the trap was sprung without her ever regaining consciousness. The hangman is a sinister figure, but even he was sickened. It was the first time in English history that a hangman resigned his job. I don't know.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC. Today here...
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling crimes.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. This is the story of Scotland Yard file number 202124. Here is Chief Superintendent John Davidson to brief you.
These two rooms constitute the famous Black Museum of Scotland Yard, in which are preserved many of the objects which were of importance in solving of crimes which have confronted us. The exhibits in here range from lethal weapons to the most innocent of hearing items. They're all classified and filed most carefully so that they'll be available for study. We find them quite useful. A bloodstain that led Scotland Yard men to the discovery of a murderer in 1930 may be of great assistance in solving a similar crime in 1952. Here, I show you a plain mirror, tag 202124. A plain, gilt-framed mirror. Its frame badly tarnished. Just such a mirror as you might find hanging in 100 cheap flats in London's West End. But with one small difference. This smudged fingerprint here in the lower left-hand corner. Here, just there, above the frame. This mirror had looked on murder. This is the murderer's fingerprint. Oh, now here is Superintendent Charles Brereton of Scotland Yard. He's the man who solved this case, 202124.
I had the assistance, though, John, of Marjorie Ashley, remember?
Why, wasn't Marjorie Ashley the woman who was murdered?
Yes, that fingerprint's in her blood. On a morning in February 1942, a scant 2 months after your Pearl Harbor, I had a telephone call from Inspector Francis Xavier Costello at West End Central Police Station. What is it, Frank, I asked?
The woman was apparently murdered, sir. Strangled with a green scarf. Her name was Rachel Soskin, sir.
Where'd they find her?
Wyndham Place, Merriman, sir. Identified her from her purse. The murderer had thrown it away, but we found it. Nothing in it but her identity card.
Well, what are you calling me for? Can't you handle a routine murder, Inspector?
Excuse me, sir, but I don't think it's a routine murder.
Why?
Well, sir, the woman, in addition to having been strangled, had been horribly beaten up.
I'm sure that's regrettable, Costello, but after all, is it so unusual?
It is that, sir. The doctor here says the blows were inflicted after death.
The report from the mortuary by Keith Yarrow, the Home Office pathologist, confirmed the report. The woman had been brutally beaten after she had died from strangulation. At first glance, it appeared that the murderer, in an attempt at robbery, had inadvertently committed murder, but with the discovery of the beating...
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper flourished in the years 1888 and 1889, 53 years before. He would have been at least 75 years old. Criminal Records Office was consulted. The names of every possible suspect were dredged up and thoroughly investigated, but to no avail whatever. Investigation of the murdered woman, Mrs. Rachel Soskind, disclosed the fact that she had been a quiet, highly respectable person whose husband was absent in the African campaign. There was not a single clue of any sort. On the third day, I had another telephone call from the West End Central Police Station. Inspector Costello again.
There's another, sir.
Another what, Inspector?
Another murdered woman, sir.
Oh?
Water Street in her own flat. Name? Marjorie Ashley, 26. Lived alone.
Same type of woman?
A dancer.
Uh-huh.
Found her this morning about 10 o'clock. The landlady looking to collect her rent.
Had she been robbed?
Room had been ransacked. Apparently only money had been taken, but... well, she'd been killed, sir.
How?
Butcher knife, sir. Her own. It's rather dreadful.
Anything new on the other case?
No, sir. This could be the same chap, sir.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing?
He left his calling card this time, sir.
Mm-hmm. With his name?
No name, sir. But it's him, all right.
Who?
Jack The Ripper, sir.
It could have been Jack the Ripper's calling card, right enough. I visited the room myself with Inspector Costello.
They've got the knife in the laboratory at the yard, sir.
No fingerprints on it, I expect.
Not on it, sir, I'm afraid. But they're looking. But here's his calling card, sir.
Blood.
Like a slaughterhouse, sir. But here...
On the mirror.
Yeah, he touched it, sir. The fingerprint men from the yard is sure it's not hers.
Smudged a little.
He says they can classify it all right, sir. He's photographed it. They're working on it now.
Well. You say she was robbed.
Took all her money, emptied her purse.
Wanted to make it look like robbery.
I think we're fools. If you could have seen her, sir.
Thanks. Well, he's left his prints. We'll find him.
I don't think we'll find his prints in the files, sir.
Why not?
They didn't have fingerprints in Jack the Ripper's day, did they?
Costello was right. They charted the fingerprint found on the mirror, the one you saw a moment ago, but it could not be found under any classification in our files. 48 hours later, the police found the body of Margaret Newton in her flat in Gosfield Street near Tottenham Court Road.
It's the same one, sir. Her purse emptied, the place turned upside down, and she... well, slaughterhouse again, sir. Worse than the last one.
Fingerprints?
Yes, sir. A bottle of bath salts has been smashed. Or one of the pieces. 2 sets of prints, hers and his.
Who was she?
No particular occupation, sir. Seen around various West End nightclubs a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Must have met him in one of them.
Who, sir?
Jack the Ripper, old boy. In the Criminal Records Office at Scotland Yard, men worked long hours, sifting files for the names of known or suspected sex offenders. Men with criminal records which included crimes of violence. Each was painstakingly investigated. Fingerprints of all were checked with those we had found at the scenes of the last 2 murders. The results? Nothing. The West End of London was terrified. Women stayed in their homes after dark behind locked doors. Hundreds of suspects were questioned. The results? Nothing. Nightlife in the West End all but ceased to exist. 2 days later, Mrs. Doris Brooks, the wife of a hotel manager, was murdered in her flat not more than a mile away from the scene of the last crime.
I'm ready for the loony bin, sir.
We all are, Costello. No clues this time at all?
None at all, sir. Treated her the same way as he did the others, but he didn't leave any clues. Any fingerprints.
Well, a fat lot of good the other fingerprints have done us anyway.
Yes, sir.
Well, cheer up. We'll get him eventually. He's crazy, obviously. He'll slip.
Well, how many more poor women will have to be murdered before we do, sir?
Well, have you any ideas then?
No more than you have, sir.
What puzzles me is why he still keeps up the pretense that the motive's robbery.
The man's got a diseased mind.
Well, obviously.
I think he thinks he's fooling us, sir.
He is.
He could have got more than £20 from all his victims.
It isn't money he wants. He's a maniac.
He takes their money, then.
That's how he thinks he's fooling us, Costello. He's done this before.
Every assault case in the last 10 years has been examined. He's not any of them.
Somebody knows him.
We've checked the acquaintances of all 4 women, sir. If we could find one person that more than one of them knew...
Well?
There's no such person, sir.
3 days went by. 4, 5, a week. There were no more reports of violence, either attempted or consummated, on persons of any more London women. Our people were still hard at work. The scene of each of the 4 crimes had been gone over again and again for clues. But none. None at all. Our voluminous files of crime yielded nothing. Women began to appear again on the streets of London, but still almost as much as a man's life was worth for him to speak to an unescorted woman. The newspapers were still full of warnings. Women screamed for a policeman when a strange man lifted his hat to them. But some women are foolhardy. Such a one was Miss Paula Ingram. I heard about her from the station superintendent at C Division in Savile Row, Arthur Austin. I hurried to Savile Row to see Miss Ingram. A slight, rather pretty little woman with astonishing blonde hair.
Of course, I don't know, sir. I know there's lots of soldiers walking the streets, sir, looking to pick up a bit of fluff, especially if they're good-looking, you know.
Go on, please, Miss Ingram.
Well, it was last night as I was coming out of a place in Jermyn Street when this bloke stopped me. "Hello, sweetness and light," he says. And I didn't realize he was speaking to me.
Oh. You didn't see his face, of course.
No, sir, I didn't see his face, but I could tell he was in an RAF uniform.
How?
Well, the little cap, you know. I could see that. Air cadet he was. I could see the white on the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going somewhere, he asks me, and I stopped off a moment to speak to him. I always try to be nice to the forces, and he sounded so nice and so polite.
Go on, please.
And so I stopped, and we started to talk.
Mm-hmm.
He kept getting closer to me, but I didn't give it much attention.
Why?
I thought perhaps he was going to try to kiss me. They often do, you know, especially the RAF lads, and all of a sudden I felt his hands on my neck.
What did you do?
It came to me in a flash. This is Jack the Ripper, I thought. And I tried to push him away, but he just got his hand around my throat, and I just screamed, "Help! Help!" I said. And he let go my neck and said, "Now don't." And I screamed again, and he turned and ran.
Uh-huh.
And then I thought to myself, you're making a bloody fool of yourself. And I called after him, but he was still running. And I thought, well, now maybe I haven't. And I came over here to the police station and reported it. Did I make a bloody fool of myself, sir?
You didn't see his face?
No, sir. But he was most pleasant spoken, though he was rather forward. Oh, dear. Now I wonder if I did the right thing.
You're still alive, aren't you?
Yes. But, oh, dear!
What's the matter?
So is he!
We kept the news of Paula Ingram and her experience out of the papers. Might be trivial, but then again it might not be, I said to Costello.
This girl Ingram, sir. What do you think of her?
London's full of girls like that, unfortunately.
Soldiers call them Piccadilly commandos.
Right.
That was the kind of women Jack the Ripper specialized in, wasn't it?
Oh, will you stop that Jack the Ripper stuff?
Was, wasn't it? Wasn't it, sir?
That's a pretty thin sort of clue, Inspector.
What about the other 4 women that were killed? Weren't they the same kind?
Well,
sir. Could be a clue, couldn't it? All the same class of women. Same way Jack the Ripper...
How are we going to find this Jack the Ripper? How do we know whether he's the right one? How do we... Excuse me. Superintendent Brereton here. Oh, yes, Superintendent Austin. Oh, is that so? Well, that's quite encouraging. He's on the way. Good. We'll wait. I expect... Oh, here he is now, I think. Open the door, will you, Costello?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, I think it is one of your men.
Okay, I'll take it.
Right. Costello's got it. Thank you. This is most awfully good of you, old man. Yes, that's it. Thank you. I'll tell you what luck we have. Goodbye. What is it, a gas mask?
Yes, sir. Superintendent Austin at Wardour Street.
Let's have it. It was found in a doorway on Jermyn Street. shortly after noon, Austin said. Let's see. LAC Frederick Gordon, RAF, number
1256. 1256.
Well, let's see what we shall see, Costello? German Street. Not 2 doors away from where our Miss Ingram had her encounter with the amorous airman. Hand me the phone, will you, Costello?
Yes, sir.
Give me the air ministry, please. Here, you take this. Ask them where leading aircraftsman Frederick Gordon is stationed, will you, whilst I'll take a look at this thing.
Yes, sir. That's him, sir.
We'll see. What's this?
Hello? Inspector Costello, Scotland Yard here. I wonder, can you tell me where to find LAC Gordon? Frederick Gordon. Number 707-1256. Quite. I'll wait. What have you found, sir?
Look. In the gas mask bag.
Yes? Regent's Park. Special cadet wing there. Thank you. She said he was a cadet, sir.
I think you'd better go see him.
Yes. What did you find of the case, sir?
Does a woman's comb and a lipstick marked DB look like part of an RAF cadet's kit? While Inspector Costello set out for Regent's Park, where the special RAF cadet wing was quartered, preparing for their commissions, I took the things I'd found in the gas mask case down to the property room. May I see the effects of these women, Mrs. Rachel Suskin, Miss Marjorie Ashley, Margaret Newton, Mrs. Doris Brooks?
Jack the Ripper murdered.
If you insist on calling them that?
Yes, I got them right here all together.
Well, let's see them.
Yes, sir. Well, here's the first one, sir. Rachel Soskin.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in it but her identity card, sir.
Well, let's see another.
Marjorie Ashley.
That all?
Just a handbag, sir. What is it?
This comb.
Same as the other things in it. Where did you get it, sir?
The RAF had it. Matches, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Let's see the others.
Margaret Newton.
Empty. Next.
Doris Brooks.
Right.
What is it, sir?
Was there a lipstick in this?
No, sir.
Then this one was hers.
Must be, sir. Yeah, initials on it. D.B. Doris Brooks. Yeah, just like the silver pencil. And the comb. And nail file. Sterling. All the same initials. D.B.
Not bad.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Well, that's all I wanted.
Property room. No. Oh, yes, sir. Superintendent Brereton, the call is for you, sir.
Who is it?
Who is it, please? Inspector Costello, sir.
Oh, good. Thank you. Brereton here. Hello, Costello.
I'm at Regent's Park, sir.
Yes?
He's gone, sir.
Well?
Warrant officer here tells me on pass.
Well, where did he go? Does he know?
Yes, sir. He heard Gordon say he was going to visit a lady friend of his.
Back in my office, I had just completed a telephone call when my door was flung open. Costello entered with a man in Royal Air Force blue.
Come on in.
You did find him, Costello.
No, sir. This is Warrant Officer Gibbons. He's from Gordon's cadet wing at Regent's Park, sir.
Sir, I believe you're wrong about Gordon.
Why, Mr. Gibbons?
Gordon's one of the most popular cadets in the entire wing, sir.
Well, what does that prove?
Oh, I don't believe Gordon's capable of the things...
What's he like, Mr. Gibbons?
Well, he's a fine chap, sir. I admit he does chuck his weight about a little, but most of the chaps call him the Count, because he's so, well, he's a gentleman, sir.
May I ask, Mr. Gibbons, what did you do in civilian life?
I was sales representative for the Peerless Bicycle Company of Ealing, sir.
I see.
Warrant Officer Gibbons has brought Gordon's fingerprints with him, Superintendent.
Fingerprints?
And we require fingerprints to be taken on all men posted to this wing, sir. A new regulation.
Very praiseworthy, I'm sure. May I see them?
By all means, sir.
Thank you. Costello, will you ask Ernest Whiting to bring those fingerprints we have so he can compare them?
I'll take these down, sir.
If Mr. Gibbons doesn't mind.
Oh, not at all, sir.
Good. All right, then, Inspector.
Right.
You told Inspector Costello Gordon was going to see a lady friend.
Yes, sir.
Did he mention her name?
No, sir.
Why is he so popular there at Regent's Park?
Well, sir, he's very pleasant. He has lots of money, and he spends it quite freely.
Ah.
And the men, they like him a great deal, sir.
I dare say. Would you, of course, recognize Gordon?
Oh, yes, of course, sir.
We may ask you to do so.
All right, sir. Is he here?
I think he will be, eventually.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But you may need to go with us to identify him.
Do you know where he is, sir?
I think I know where to find him.
My, you Scotland Yard people, you're marvellous.
Not always, Mr. Gibbons, I'm afraid. Excuse me.
Yes, yes.
Superintendent Brereton here.
I'm calling for Superintendent Austin, sir.
Good. Any news?
Yes, sir. The porter from the Silver Kitten...
The what?
The nightclub, sir, where Paula Ingram works.
Oh, yes, the place on Jermyn Street where she...
That's it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he came in only a minute ago. He said there was a RAF man, an airman, asking him where she lives.
Miss Ingram?
Paula Ingram, sir.
Did he tell him?
Unfortunately, yes, sir.
How long ago was that?
But he asked, about 10 minutes ago, sir. Then he got rather terrified. He knows the story, sir, and he ran right over here to tell us.
You have men at the place where she lives?
Yes, sir. But there are hundreds of men on the street in airmen's uniforms, and we haven't any idea what he looks like.
Well, I can remedy that. I have a man here who can identify him.
Well, we're afraid we'll be too late, sir.
Be there as soon as I can. Now, where the devil's Costello? Costello!
Ernest Whiting says they're the same, sir.
Eh?
The fingerprints, sir. He says he'll swear that they're the same as the ones that we have.
Oh, I still think there's some mistake, sir.
There isn't. If Ernest Whiting says they're the same, they're the same. He knows more about Come on, Mr. Gibbons.
Where are we going, sir?
After Jack the Ripper. Come on, quickly.
But I say...
Here's your cat, Mr. Gibbons. We need you.
Traffic didn't hamper us very much. We were in one of the cars of the flying squad, and nothing seems to bother them. Pedestrians scuttled for the pavement as we skidded around corners on our way to the house off Jermyn Street, which Paula Ingram had given us as her address. Now, of course, you followed me. I had ordered policemen to that address as soon as I'd heard that Gordon was on his way to see a lady friend. Somehow or other, he'd obtained her name. I was certain that eventually he'd find the address, and I proposed to find him. If possible, before he'd attack Paula Ingram. It was a long way there. Our car drew up at last a few doors away from the house. Have you seen him yet?
There have been several RAF men along the street,
Come on, Costello.
Come on, Mr. Gibbons.
Oh, thanks.
Come on.
This house. Come on. Up the stairs. Hurry. Quiet. This is the room. Listen.
Perhaps he's been here.
Quiet. Hear anything?
I don't. Do you?
Oh, I don't hear a thing. Do you think that... Shh. I say. Quiet. I was going to say, I think I can smell something.
It's her perfume.
No, sir. It's the kind he always wears.
Perfume?
He always wears it. It's Channel's Russia leather. I recognize it anywhere. We're always spoofing him about it.
Come on, at that door! Come on, now!
Oh! He came back! He came back! It's Jack the Ripper!
Gordon! What on earth?
You recognize him, Gibbons?
Of course I do! He's Cadet Frederick Gordon!
You copper's knock, you!
Frederick Gordon, I charge you with the willful murder of Marjorie Ashley.
Take your filthy hands off
And I warn you that
policeman.
anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
Don't touch me.
Are you all right, Miss Ingram?
Oh, he said he'd come to kill me. He said I'd have to die. He said I
Search him, Costello.
Hold your arms up, Gordon.
Get away from me.
Hold your arms up, please. What's this?
I know what that is. It's the carving knife the cookhouse sergeant told me had been stolen by somebody. That's the King's property.
I shouldn't worry about it, Mr. Gibbons. Cadet Gordon isn't going to use it. Bring him along, Inspector. At his trial, Gordon was asked why he committed these 4 savage murders. He smiled. He was an extraordinarily attractive young man, and he did have a winning smile. He was asked again, why?
It's really quite simple. When I was posted to the special wing, I realized that these young men, my fellow cadets, were young men of the best families, used to much better things than I was. I wouldn't be patronized by them. I'm as good as they. But I need money. Realized, of course, that an officer of the Royal Air Force, which I was soon to be, wouldn't stoop to stealing from his comrades. Oh, I have stolen before, sir. But not since I became a cadet. I felt I must have money, however.
Why?
One must keep up one's standards, my dear man. But I decided to acquire money. There are many women with full purses, women the world would never miss. And I hit upon this scheme. I would rid the world of quite undesirable people, and I'd have their money. Nobody'd ever suspect they were destroyed for their money if Jack the Ripper killed them. You'd be too sure the murderer was Jack come back to Earth, and you'd never notice their money too was gone. I think that was rather clever. They'd be looking around for human fiends and never even glance at the handsome RAF cadet. I've been told so many times that I'm quite attractive to women. I did very well, thank you. My only regret is that I didn't kill you, Miss Ingram. She had a good bit of money. You'd still be looking for Jack the Ripper, wouldn't you, Superintendent?
Despite the desperate representations by counsel that Frederick Gordon was insane, a jury at Old Bailey found him guilty of the murder of Marjorie Ashley. He was hanged in June 1942, still smiling in a most charming manner.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here to brief you on Scotland Yard file number 1098002 is Chief Superintendent John Davidson.
Here in the Black Museum of Scotland Yard, we have only one memento of case number 1098002, but it is a notable one. This is a bottle, alas only partly full now, of one of the finest unblended pot-still Scotch whisky that mortal man has ever tasted. I say its name with the proper respect. Its label says Jew of Glenlivet. Only 3 or 4 drinks remain in it. But I expect that weed drop is quite safe. A, the bottle is sealed. And B, I doubt that there exists any Englishman who would care to drink after the man who lost owned it. No, it's not poisoned in the conventional sense. But this Jew of Glenlivet helped to poison a man's mind. It's a shame that such an excellent product should even once be put to such an end by such people as those who gave it to the man who last owned it. Don't you agree, Commander Leonard?
I find myself speechless at such sacrilege, John.
This is Commander Leonard, head of the famous special branch of the CID at Scotland Yard.
I may say that the late owner of the bottle was a greater criminal than appears on his record.
Well, how so, Commander? I thought...
He diluted that noble whiskey with ginger ale, John. The city of Ottawa, in Canada, is often thought of as an American city, which of course it is. But it is also the capital city of the Dominion of Canada, and as such, a very important part of the British Commonwealth of Nations. I take you back now to September of the year 1945 in Ottawa. In the Royal Canadian Mounted Police headquarters there, early in that month, Inspector John Miller of the RCMP was speaking on the telephone with a representative of the Canadian Ministry of Justice.
Who's it speaking, please?
This is Mr. Dufresne, sir. And may I ask to whom I'm speaking?
Inspector Miller, RCMP.
How do you do, Inspector?
Well, that's not important. What I want to know is, do you know a man named Igor Kovenko?
I do, sir. May I ask why, please?
Well, he's here in my office, mister.
I must warn you about him, Inspector. He's a dangerous man.
He says he was in to see you this afternoon.
That is true, sir. He is a very dangerous...
Dangerous my foot.
I beg your pardon?
I said dangerous my foot. Sitting here scared to death.
Scared, sir? I must say I can hardly believe that.
He says he walked out of the code room of the Russian embassy this afternoon, where he's been employed, with some highly secret documents.
He said...
He said he brought these documents to the Ministry of Justice and was told to go home and stop bothering you. Is that true?
We hardly put it in those exact terms, my dear man, but...
Did you throw him out?
We told him we could engage in no negotiations whatever with a representative of a foreign power with whom the British government are not at war, sir.
You didn't look at any of the documents he smuggled out of the Soviet embassy code room?
Naturally not, sir.
You didn't know he was fed up with communism?
We did not believe him, sir. I say, look here...
You didn't believe he wanted to aid the British government?
Look here, Inspector...
You turned down information that might be of the utmost importance to Britain and Canada.
We believed him to be an extraordinarily clumsy spy, sir.
Well, he isn't.
What's he?
I said he isn't.
And may I ask how you know that, Inspector?
You may, sir.
Uh-huh.
Mister, half hour ago, a squad of Russian thugs, led by the chief security officer of the Soviet embassy in person, broke into Kovenko's apartment, armed with pistols and Tommy guns.
Are you joking, sir?
I am not. This was an official search party. They were going to take Kovenko and his whole family away with them, or murder them if necessary. Fortunately, he was able to get through to the RCMP, and we took care of the matter, sir.
What did you do, Inspector?
We spanked a lot of Russian behinds. We brought Kovenko and his family, including the children here, to the station for protection. I think you'd better get over here in the morning real early before the Ruskies get here with a writ of habeas corpus. Because from what they said, there's some very interesting plans for the Kovenko family.
I must report this to my chief, Inspector.
Yeah, do that. And tell him to hire a Russian translator. These papers he swiped are what he says they are.
Yes, I'll telephone my chief at once, sir. And thank you very much for calling, sir. Good night.
Bureaucrats.
Igor Kovenko, the code clerk, had not only taken copies of secret documents with him, he had also a copy of the Soviet embassy's most confidential code book itself. The documents, accordingly broken into plain Russian and translated into English, were startling. This is a paraphrase of the contents of one of them.
Facts given by Alec...
Excuse me. I should explain that the name Alec proved to be the Russians' identification name for the man who had betrayed British secrets to them. Go on, please.
Facts given by Alec include specific information about the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima in August. He also states that the amount of uranium-233 at the Clinton magnetic separation plant in Canada is 400 grams daily.
Another.
Alec handed over to us a platinum container with 162 micrograms of uranium-233 in oxide form. He will keep us advised of further developments in the production of the atom bomb.
Another.
I enclosed data on the American proximity shell for anti-aircraft, supplied to us by Alec.
There are several others, only one of which I can even now reveal to you. That I will give you presently. All these messages were addressed to the director and signed by Colonel Vladimir Rabukhin, the Soviet military attaché in Ottawa. I was summoned to the Foreign Office a few days before the 1st of October, shown the translations, and told the whole story as it was cabled from Ottawa. The special branch, of which I was then the head, was to take over. Take over what, I asked. Isn't all this taking place in Canada? A very important gentleman in the then British government showed me another of the documents. I promised you I'd tell you about that one, if you please.
To Colonel Rabukhin, Ottawa. Work out and send by courier all arrangements for the meeting...
What meeting, I asked?
And the password by which our representative will recognize Alec when he comes to London. Most necessary for him to come to London at once. Signed, Director.
He's coming here, I said?
To the Director. Alec will meet our representative in front of the British Museum during month of October. Time, 11 o'clock in the evening. Identification for Alec, a copy of a newspaper rolled up.
That's all I said? He read me another one.
To Colonel Rabukhin, Ottawa. Here are revised instructions for Alec. Meeting place in front of British Museum in London on Great Russell Street, opposite side of street about Museum Street from side of Tottenham Court Road. Alec to walk from Tottenham Court Road, our contact man from opposite side, Southampton Row. Time near 8 o'clock in the evening, if practicable. Identification signs. Alec to carry under left arm the newspaper Times. Our man to have in left hand the magazine Picture Post. Password. Contact man, quote, "What is the shortest way to the Strand?" Alec, quote, "Come along, I'm going that way." At beginning of business conversation, Alec to say, "Best regards from Mikhail." Report and transmission of details to Alec, also date of arrival in London. Most urgent, signed, Director.
Must be rather serious if he's coming over here.
It is, Commander. I can only say this, that he will be bringing with him secret information of the utmost importance. Information of such importance that it cannot be committed to paper. I think I may also say this to you. The future existence of the British Commonwealth cannot be guaranteed if this information falls in the Russian hands.
Then our job is to arrest this man, Alec, before he can make his contact.
It's imperative that you do so.
Tell me, what's his real name and when is he coming?
The message I've just read you is 3 months old, Commander. In that time, 14 persons concerned with atomic research in Canada have arrived in Britain from there.
Yes, sir.
Any one of those 14 may be Alec. We haven't the remotest suspicion of his identity, nor of the contact man's. Neither have we any hint of the time the contact is to be made. But the very life of our nation is at stake, sir. We must depend on you.
MI5, the counterintelligence branch of military intelligence, placed dozens of their own men at our disposal. Together with the operatives of Special Branch, we were able to place in the field a quite imposing force of men and women. And there was plenty of work for all. To find an unknown man on an unknown date in a place where thousands of innocent people were passing. And with the urgency of the Commonwealth's danger to spur us on, A task as near to impossibility as one would care to mention, I'm afraid. The obvious thing was first to screen the 14 men from the Atomic Research Project in Canada who'd returned to England in the 3 months since the message to the director was sent. We found them one by one. I spoke to the first on the list, Mr. Frederick Giles, an Englishman, in his laboratory.
Yes, I rather liked Canada. Glad I didn't have to stay the winter there, though. It gets frightfully cold.
Were you in Quebec? Marvelous city, I understand. Medieval sort of place, isn't it?
No, I never got there.
I have a friend in Ottawa, Winco, in the Air Ministry there. Chap named Norman Helfrich. Wonder if you ever met him?
No, I was never there either. Lots of chaps were, but not I. They kept me at Clinton all the time I was there. The magnetic separation plant, you know. I was supposed to be an expert on a rather secret sort of isotope, you see. Never got anywhere. Quite dull, really.
We checked Giles. Records showed he'd never been away from Clinton, as he said. No opportunity for him to contact any foreigners. He's in the clear, subject to further checks. Next man, Herr Professor Dr. Hannes Fischbein, a former German scientist who'd also worked in Canada.
Also, I in Canada was 4 days only. I am fly to Montreal. I make my report. I am fed. A large dinner, colossal. And in my hotel room, they lock me up and stand the policeman with a red coat outside the door. More dinners I am fed, and then comes the man, and I am to back to England fly. Better I should have here geblieben sein. Canada is to me a street outside a hotel window. But I did eat. Oh, wunderbar.
Check off Hannes Fischbein. Word came to us from the Foreign Office.
3 new arrivals from Canada Atomic Research Project. Alec may be one of these. Please report progress.
Checking of the arrivals from Canada went on. Mathematics Professor John M. Dodds, assigned from Ottawa to King's College, Strand, London.
Yes, I've heard that the Russians are very active in Canada. I knew a Russian girl, Vilma Semyonova.
What happened to her, Professor Dodds?
I married her. She's now a Canadian citizen.
Where is she?
Oh, she came back with me from Canada. She's here in London.
Assign a woman detective to check on Vilma Semyonova Dodds. Lawrence Mackay. Lawrence Mackay traveled alone by a government airplane from Ottawa to London. Lawrence Mackay is the 6-year-old son of a Scottish nuclear physicist who was killed with his wife in a Canadian motor accident. Check off Lawrence Mackay. Georg Hasselblad.
Georg Hasselblad, native of Denmark, in the employ of the Atomic Project at Montreal. Returned direct to Olberg, Denmark. In England, only 3 hours.
Check Hasselblad off. James Nicholas McGee, junior mathematician.
Died at his home in Belfast 2 days after returning from Canada.
Check off McGee. Professor Duncan M. Allen, a senior member of the Nuclear Project Division of Imperial Chemicals Industries, and a university reader. In Canada since 1943, just returned as a senior in the Nuclear Projects Division. Some hope at last. Here was a highly responsible man with long experience in Canada. His advice on who might be Alec should be helpful. Since he was next on the list, I called on him. He was not of much assistance.
How should I know, my dear sir? I'm a scientist. You're a detective.
I thought in view of your long residence in Canada, you might be able to give us some hints.
I can't. I was much too busy to add spying to my duties.
You knew all of these people, though?
I probably did, but I'm sure I don't remember most of them. I worked with some of them. I remember this child, Leslie McKay's son. Oh, I was sorry about Leslie and his wife.
How about some of the others? This German, Fischbein, he was a former enemy.
Remember the name, didn't know the man.
Dr. Dodds.
I heard he married a Russian girl, didn't know him.
Giles?
Short, fat chap, that's all I know.
You were in Ottawa?
Yes, but I was busy.
I'm sure you're aware, sir, that I shouldn't be asking you questions unless this were a most important matter.
What's up? Someone run off with some U-233?
As a matter of fact, that's part of it. But not all, I'm sorry to say.
Now, look here, are you serious? If any U-233 had been missing, I should have known about it.
You knew of none being missing?
I did not, nor do I know now, sir.
That's odd, Dr. Allen. We have what we consider excellent information. Let me see. 162 micrograms of uranium-233 were missing.
Your information is quite erroneous, I can assure you, sir. Part of my duties included keeping an extremely close check on the amounts of fissionable material on hand. In fact, I was responsible for it. And if I say that none is missing, then you may rest assured that none is.
Our authority is unimpeachable.
Your authority is a liar.
Well, I expect you ought to know.
Who gave you this cock and bull story?
I'm sorry, that I cannot tell you.
Well, send him to me, and I'll set him and you straight at once, sir.
I'm afraid we can't do that, sir. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Allen. If you should happen to remember anything, any name...
Young man, I have mathematical formulae to remember that would shatter the brains of all Scotland Yard combined. I'm afraid I'm not going to be of any assistance to you whatever.
By the way, Doctor, do you happen to remember anyone out there named Alec?
Yes, of course.
May I ask who, sir?
Sergeant Alec MacDonnell. The MacDonnells of Keppoch, not of Calgary. He was always at pains to inform me. He was the absurd Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman who was assigned as my bodyguard in that godforsaken place.
And where is he now, sir?
So far as I know, my dear sir, he's never left Canada. But he has promised to visit me here in London on his next leave, if you'd like to meet him then.
The Foreign Office was on us every minute, demanding results. Every known Russian national in London was being watched, but not a known Russian could be discovered anywhere in the vicinity of the British Museum, the rendezvous named in the dispatch the Ottawa code clerk had given us. I wondered briefly if we'd not been made the victims of a hoax. Dr. Allen, who certainly ought to know, I said to the Foreign Office, was certain that no uranium-233 was missing.
It is quite possible the stuff was taken without the knowledge. My dear Commander, after all, we are not dealing with children, you know.
Dr. Allen was quite positive, sir.
I'll send a signal to Canada asking them if they can account for it. Their records will certainly show any discrepancy.
Quite true, sir. But if they say none is missing...
We'll discuss that when we know for certain, Commander.
Yes, sir.
You have no results to show, I take it?
None whatever, sir. I'm sorry.
We have expected more, sir, from the Special Branch.
I left the Foreign Office in remarkably low spirits. The Special Branch have always prided themselves on taking difficult assignments in stride. But this one... The age of miracles is past, I reflected, as I walked into my own office at Scotland Yard. Put me through to Fred Ibbott, my chief clerk, please. Thank you. Fred, Commander Leonard here. I want this done at once. Get to all the people who are checking on the various Canadian visitors and have them supply you with as many photographs as they can get of the various ones they've checked on. No, I should think these people, if they're the proper kind, should be glad to let us have them. Yes, quite. Then send them by airplane to headquarters of the RCMP in Ottawa with instructions to let the code clerk, the Russian who skipped out, what's his name? Kovenko, that's right. Let him see all these photographs and tell us if he recognizes any of them as people he may have seen round the Russian embassy. No, they all seem to be clear, but he might just remember seeing one sometime or another. What? Yes, it may help us find Alec, I hope. Thank you, Fred. Yes, at once, please. I left the office, still deep in thought. Bought a newspaper and started walking. What can we do now, I thought. Begin checking everyone again. Does Alec really exist? I glanced up. Where had I got to in my daydreaming? There was the British Museum.
Excuse me. What's the shortest way to the stand?
Back that way to High Holborn. Just turn to your left down Kingsway and... Wait!
Oh, excuse me. You're not Alec.
And before I could do more than goggle at her, the young woman carrying a copy of the picture post had turned and vanished into the crowd on Great Russell Street. I pulled my Times from under my left arm and flung it away and was properly reprimanded by a constable. But the contact man was gone. Would you mind kicking me, Constable? I said to the officer. Funny, wasn't it? 1 week and 2 days later, the bloated body of what had been a young woman was pulled from the Thames just below Wapping Old Stairs by men of T Division of the Metropolitan Police. She was thought to be a former employee of the Russian embassy, but none of the embassy staff could identify her. The morning after my contretemps in Great Russell Street, I called again on Dr. Allen. the senior scientist who had assured me that I was wrong about the missing uranium.
I'm very sorry, Commander. I have a lecture to give at King's College in half an hour. I've no time to talk to you.
I think you will find it of great importance, sir.
And moreover, I have given you definitive answers to the rather idiotic questions you've already asked me.
I must tell you, Doctor, that this matter seriously and urgently concerns our national security.
I'm sorry, but as I told you,
I'm sorry too, Doctor, but I'm afraid you'll have to answer my questions.
Now, see here.
I dislike to say this, Dr. Allen, but I must point out that I have sufficient authority to compel you to answer my questions. I hope I shall not be forced to use it.
Are you impugning my integrity, sir?
I'm merely pointing out that the matter is one of the utmost urgency, sir.
Young man, I've exactly 15 minutes before I must leave for my lecture.
I told him what we knew. I told him of the dispatches we'd gained possession of.
Were any names mentioned in this message, Commander? Any that could be recognized?
No, I told him. Only Alec. And I told him what had happened to me the day before. He chuckled heartily. I reminded him with some asperity of the seriousness of the situation. He sobered at once.
I agree with your man at the Foreign Office, whom you so pointedly avoid identifying, that this Alec, whoever he is in possession of information which, if obtained by a hostile nation, might easily spell destruction for the British Commonwealth, Commander.
I reminded him that Alec must obviously be someone who possessed a great knowledge of the progress of nuclear fission research.
That's true. That's a very good deduction, Commander. He's obviously an important person.
I asked him if he had the faintest suspicion of who he might be.
That I'll have to think about.
Here is a list of the arrivals from Canada. Is there any name on this list who could conceivably answer such a description, I asked. He scanned it rapidly.
No one except myself?
Perhaps he hasn't got here yet, I said.
I think he has. Else why were you accosted with a password yesterday and even addressed as Alec?
You're right, sir. He is here.
Well, then, Commander, I see only one thing for you to do.
What's that, sir?
Find him if you can.
Well, sir...
I assure you the most frighteningly immediate end of this nation of yours is inevitable if you do not find Alec before these secrets are turned over to Russia. I say it's inevitable, sir, because I, too, know what they are. I will talk with you again, but my present job is also of importance in the national security. Shall we say tomorrow, then?
I returned to Scotland Yard to my office. There was an urgent note on my desk. It read, "Call RCMP headquarters in Ottawa, Canada, at once. Inspector Miller. Highest priority, immediate action," and several other words whose meaning was quite as clear. I put through the call. "I want Inspector Mill..." "Yes, Ottawa, Canada. This is Commander Leonard at Scott..."
"Hello, Miller here. Is you Commander Leonard?"
Yes, this is Commander Leonard.
Hello. Is that Commander Leonard?
Yes, this is Leonard Miller. This is Leonard.
Leonard?
Yes.
This is Inspector Miller in Ottawa. How's the weather there in London?
What? It's all right. What did you want?
Oh, yes, it's raining here. Cold. Probably turned to snow.
What did you want of me?
Oh, yes. Well, your pictures got here. Photographs of those people.
Yes.
Well, we showed them to the code clerk fella, this Kovenko. He recognized only one of them. Used to see about the Russian embassy several times, he said.
Which one?
What do you say?
I said which one?
Oh. Well, you didn't put any names on them, just those numbers. He recognized the one marked number 4.
What?
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4?
You got it? Number 4. I don't know what the fella's name is, but it's number 4.
All right, thank you.
Who is he, you know?
I haven't got the list here. I'll have to let you know. But thanks, old boy. I think we've got Alec.
What do you say?
Goodbye. I identified him all right. It was mid-afternoon before I could reach Dr. Allen with the news, which I was impatient to check with him before reporting to the Foreign Office. I got him on the telephone and rushed to his flat at once.
So you think you've got him, eh? Well, tell me about it. How did you discover? Are you sure?
I'm reasonably sure, sir. He's the only one of the whole list who'd ever been seen around the Soviet embassy.
Who is he?
He's the only one who could possibly be Alec, sir.
Well, before you tell me, let's have a drink, shall we? I seldom indulge, but I've got a very fine bottle of Dew of Glenlivet here. Here it is. I expect you'll have it neat, won't you? You'll think I'm a barbarian, I know, but I always mix mine with ginger ale. Here, help yourself.
No.
What's that?
I will not drink with you, sir.
What's the matter?
I have one more question to ask you, Dr. Allen.
Go ahead.
The number 4 man on the list whom I checked on is the one they identified. Do you know who he is?
I'm afraid not, Commander.
I'm afraid I'll have to ask you one more question, sir. What is the shortest way to the Strand?
Well, come along. I'm going that way.
I think not, Alec. I arrest you on the charge of violating the Official Secrets Act. And I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence. Yes. It was Dr. Allen himself whom the code clerk recognized as having been a frequent visitor to the Soviet embassy in Ottawa. Dr. Allen testified at the Old Bailey at his trial that he was opposed to any program that did not share the secrets of nuclear fission with all nations equally. It is not clear what his reasons were for sharing with the Russians not only what secret information he possessed about the atom bomb and its construction, but also the secret details of the proximity fuse and several other top-secret weapons of war. Here is one line of his testimony that will interest you.
Yes. I received in exchange for this information a small amount of dollars. I don't remember exactly how many. Oh, yes. And they also gave me a bottle of what I was told was very excellent whiskey. I'm afraid I still don't see, Commander Leonard, why you would not drink with me.
For his treasonous exploits, Dr. Duncan M. Allen, the nuclear physics senior, received a sentence of 10 years penal servitude. It was never proved that Dr. Allen was ever a communist, but it is certain that he is a secure prisoner.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is from Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Now, here is Chief Superintendent John Davidson of Scotland Yard, the curator of the famous Black Museum, to brief you on case number 330220.
If you're planning murder, which I sincerely hope you're not, a visit to the Black Museum here will most certainly, I believe, serve as a deterrent. Here we have a large collection of murder weapons, from the simplest to the most ingenious, and most of them have been used effectually. Now here's a knife, still stained with a murdered man's dried blood. Yeah, the user of that knife was hanged. And here is a revolver bullet from a man's brain. Yeah, the man who fired that shot was hanged. And the one-time possessor of this tiny phial, which at the time contained poison, thought to murder her husband. Yeah, the hangman ended her career, too. And this carpenter's mallet here, the wielder of that one drew a trip to the execution shed for the unorthodox use of it. You know, most murderers are caught, and they die more ignominiously than their victims. And here in the Black Museum lie the instruments that encompass two deaths, the victim's and the murderer's own. This innocent tool once fell into evil hands. It's all that remains. Our Chief Inspector Nigel Loring knows a great deal about this case, number 330220.
The old heathens used to believe that their gods were the ones who inspired mortals to murder. This god has the bloodiest murder record of them all.
Who was that, Nigel? Mars, the god of war?
No, John. His name is Cupid. He was the god of love. When Thomas A. Beckett Appleby married Alma Virginia Farnestock in Canada, he was 70 years old. Alma Virginia was 39. They had both been married before. Her first husband was dead, and Thomas Appleby had divorced his first wife to marry the attractive middle-aged widow. The affair had been a 9-day scandal in their Canadian home, and they had shortly removed to Bournemouth near Southampton to take up what might be called life anew. When I was first assigned to the case, I asked Uncle Tom Cobley, the village ancient of Bournemouth, to describe the Applebys to me.
Appleby? Why, he be a bitter old man. Oh, he's a good score of years younger than I be. Never pays no attention to nobody excepting his money and his bottle. Forgot everything but that that wife of his even, mister.
And Mrs. Alma Appleby?
Eh?
Mrs. Alma Appleby.
Oh, she's pretty, even if she be no chicken. You don't pay her no mind, even if half of the men in Bournemouth be in love with her, mister, including me.
And so, when Thomas A. Beckett Appleby died at the age of 75 from the result of a broken skull, there was scant sympathy to be expected for him, and much indeed for Alma Virginia, his wife, until Alma Virginia opened her mouth and spoke to a sergeant of the Bournemouth police station who had been summoned by Dr. Owen Trelawney, the attending physician.
I did it. I tell you I did it. Tell the coroner I did it. That's all I have to say.
Madam, do you know what you're saying in the presence of witnesses?
Certainly I know what I'm saying. I killed him. I hit him on the head with a mallet. Right down.
Madam, you don't know what you're saying. You're drunk.
I was assigned to the case the following day. You know as much about the case now as I did then. Thomas A. Beckett Appleby lay dead in a nursing home with his skull fractured in 3 places. The new-made widow, it was now near 10 the following morning, was awake after having slept nearly 12 hours after her confession to the Bournemouth sergeant. The maid, Marjorie Bates, brought her downstairs. There was nothing very attractive about Alma Virginia Appleby as she slumped into a chair in the disordered sitting room.
I need some more tea, Marjorie. Scotland Yard, eh?
Yes, Mrs. Appleby.
Well,
I was hoping you'd care to amplify the statement you made last night, Mrs. Appleby.
statement.
About your husband's death, Mrs. Appleby.
Marjorie! Oh. Are you ever going to bring that tea?
I was hoping you'd care to amplify that statement, Mrs. Appleby.
How?
We are wondering how your husband's murdered.
I don't know.
All
I know is I heard a noise. I came downstairs and turned on the light. And he was sitting in his easy chair, all bloody. Here's the tea. You better pour the detective some too, Marjorie. Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Then I'm to understand, Mrs. Appleby, that you say he had already been struck when you saw him first.
Oh, bloody dreadful. Poor Tom.
I might point out that statement hardly accords with the statement you made last night, Mrs. Appleby.
Did I make a statement last night?
You did, madam.
To whom?
To Sergeant Middleton of the Bournemouth Police.
I don't remember it. I wonder... I was so shocked by the sight of poor old Tom. He'd been drinking as usual, and I picked up the bottle and just swilled down a great drink myself. I drank a great deal, honestly. I don't remember. Perhaps I said something when you
were drunk, madam?
What did I say?
You said that you had murdered your husband.
I said I murdered him.
It's in the Sergeant Middleton's report.
Well, I said I killed my husband.
You did?
Well, then... So I did. You come to take me to the jail.
Well,
I'm quite ready. Marjorie, fetch my cloak. Marjorie, bring my cloak, I said. I'm going to jail.
But, look here, Mrs. Appleby.
What's going on here? I say, what's going on here?
Quite all right, George.
It is not all right. Who is this man? Who are you, fellow?
I think I might ask the same question of you, young man.
Now, don't come that on me. Is he annoying you, Aunt Alma?
I'm Chief Inspector...
This is Chief Inspector... I'm afraid I've forgotten your name.
Loring, Scotland Yard.
Oh, you are you? And what are you doing here? We've had enough policemen.
May I ask who this young man is, Mrs. Appleby?
This is George Evans, Chief Inspector. George has been our chauffeur. George is...
Your nephew, I gather?
I am not.
George has been almost one of the family.
And it's my duty to protect you. Well, where's he taking you?
Were you here last night, young George?
When old Tom was killed by that burglar.
Is that the way it was?
He was drunk, as usual. Answering your question, I was out in the garage working on the car, mister.
George didn't know anything about it until he heard me scream when I found Tom sitting there all bloody.
Dead.
I didn't know he was dead when you found him, Mrs. Appleby.
He was...
I thought you said you killed him.
What?
Oh, that's right. I did kill him. I'd forgotten.
You did not.
I did.
You did not, Alma. She couldn't.
She says she did, young man.
Well, she didn't.
I did, George. I swear.
You did not, Alma.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Appleby. I detain you on suspicion of having been involved in the murder of Thomas Beckett.
No, I tell you.
And I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
Very well, sir.
Alma.
Be quiet. Then I say that I alone am responsible for the death of my husband. I and I alone murdered him.
But it's not...
be, George. I did it. Now, if you're ready, Chief Inspector. Aren't you going to kiss me goodbye, George?
The boy, George Percy Emmons, insisted upon accompanying Alma Appleby and me, but there was nothing for it. He had to stay behind. Mrs. Appleby wept copiously as they parted, and it was with some difficulty that the maid, Marjorie, and I were able to separate them. I glanced at young George as I closed the car door. I was a little surprised to discover that he, too, was whimpering, like a puppy left behind, and his eyes were overflowing with childish tears. I was faintly revolted at the sight of this great hulking mooncalf's behavior, and I'm afraid I spoke my mind. Bawling like a blasted baby, I said.
Poor George is a baby. Poor lamb's only 18 after all.
Only 18, I thought. If I'd bawled like that when I was 18, I'd have had my trousers well booted. It would help this great larrikin, too, I thought.
Poor George. He's so sweet.
I glanced at her curiously, I suppose. I've seen a look like that on a woman's face before. Motive. The back of my mind said to me, motive. Inattentive, grumpy, 75-year-old husband, I thought. Handsome, attentive, 18-year-old boy, and then I remembered that unmanly blubbering, that squalling like a spanked baby, and I was ashamed of myself. And when she spoke again...
My baby died when he was 2. I keep thinking of George as my baby boy.
But the love in her eyes when she turned to me, I thought uneasily, wasn't exactly the kind of love one has for a son. According to the judge's rules, one may not ask questions of a person who has been charged, except to clarify any statements made. There was no need to ask Alma Appleby any questions.
Yes, I killed him. Yes, I had a reason. Reasons, rather. Tom was old and ill. He was always in poor spirits. He worried about money. He worked hard all his life, and now his savings, he thought, were being spent. He knew he could never get any more money. He was an old man. He was afraid of dying, but he constantly talked suicide. He always sat alone in the sitting room and drank. Every night. Half a bottle every night. It's very simple. I couldn't stand it any longer. I'm not a young woman, but I'm not unattractive either, am I? I had a hard life, too. I deserve another chance, don't I? Tied to an old man. A sick old man. A drunken old man. A worried old man who constantly threatened to kill himself. He'd be better off. And I thought I'd be better off. He didn't know it. He didn't know anything. He was sitting there in his chair, drunk, like he was every night. So he wanted to die. I'd grant his wish. I'd be free. People would think a burglar or a tramp did it. So I picked up his bottle. I had to steel myself, didn't I? Yes, I drank. I drank quite a lot. He was sitting there staring at nothing at all as I drank out of his bottle. So I went out and got the mallet. George wasn't there. He didn't know anything about it. He was in the garage working. And I took the mallet and I hit Tom on the head. Just once I hit him. He didn't move or cry out or anything. I just smashed him once and he died. Then? And I'm afraid I drank the rest of Tom's whiskey. That's all I remember. No, I don't remember telling anyone I murdered him. But I expect I must have, because I did kill him, you know. I'd been thinking about it a long time, you know, and this time I made up my mind to it. I would do it, and I did do it. He died very easily. Just one smash with the mallet and it was all over. He didn't even know it. And I feel he died happy. I'm sorry for him. I did rather like him, but... Well, that's the whole story. All of it. I thought I was doing him a favor, and everything would be all right. I could blame it on the burglar or whoever. I should have known I couldn't get away with it. Oh, yes. And be sure to put down that it was all my idea. Nobody at all had anything to do with it but me. Put it all down in writing, just the way I've told you, and I'll sign it. I murdered him. So help me, Alma Virginia Appleby.
That was the gist of what she told the examining magistrate of Bournemouth, who accordingly remanded her for trial at the Southampton Assizes later in the month. I wasn't satisfied. John Davidson, the Black Museum man, he was plain superintendent then, was in Bournemouth visiting his great-aunt who was afflicted with sciatica. John, having escaped the ailing aunt for a morning, had attended the examination. Afterwards, he and I repaired to the nearest pub. John was not happy.
None of my business, Loring, but that woman's lying.
She lied about the number of times old Tom Appleby was tapped on the head with a mallet.
The doctor said 3 times. She insisted it was only once.
Well, she was pretty drunk.
Granted. So let's have some more pig's ears.
Right. Miss, 2 of the same, please.
Right, sir.
Granted that she has made a mistake there. Granted that she was undoubtedly a little script, as I should probably be if I have much more of this beer. Thank you, miss. But what murderer ever forgets how many times he strikes his victim? Cheers.
Cheers.
More than meets the eye, say I.
Well, that's the way I feel, too. Call me down here from Scotland Yard. First thing that happens, the woman confesses.
Confessed the Bournemouth policeman before, didn't she?
While she was drunk.
She a drinking woman?
Apparently not. Dr. Trelawney told me old Appleby did all the drinking in the family.
So at the risk of sounding like a fool, I say that circumstances alter cases.
Well, murdering one's husband can be said to be something of a circumstance, sir.
Well, covering up a murder of a husband by somebody else could also be said to be circumstance, Loring.
Ah.
Isn't it?
Who's she covering up, then?
I don't know.
Wasn't anybody who hated the old man, apparently. No.
Don't you know?
Well, after all, I've been here a very short time, sir, and the case is closed.
Well, it's the hangman who closes murder cases, Loring.
I know that.
See, I noticed another thing.
What's that, sir?
She seemed very anxious to impress on everyone the fact that this murder was her own idea.
Yes.
I know quotation.
Yes, sir?
Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Oh. What's it, sir?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Yeah, I seem to be full of wise saws and modern instances to tell, Laura.
Yes, sir.
You know, French have a saying, sachez la femme, if my pronunciation is right.
Well, we've got the woman, sir. We don't have to look for her.
Excuse me, I got my genders mixed up. In that case, look for the man, old boy.
The man's dead, sir.
Is he the only one?
The good grey superintendent drank up his beer and left for the bedside his great aunt. I paid the score and set out for Canary Villa, the place where the tragedy had occurred, thinking to make certain discreet inquiries of the maid Marjorie. The doors were open. Marjorie was absent. I wandered through the silent, dreary house, looking in every room. The place was deserted. And I heard a noise. The garage, I decided. I followed my ears. I watched young George for quite a while before he discovered me.
What do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, George, if you don't mind.
Oh, you're the policeman.
Chief Inspector Loring, that's right.
I've got nothing to say to you. You're trying to hang my Aunt Alma.
No, I'm not, George. I don't think...
She didn't do it. I told you she didn't do it. I know.
You got any suspicions, George?
Well, of course. Some thief, some tramp or something done it.
Really think so?
Yes.
I don't think a tramp did it.
Well, she didn't do it.
I'm sure of that.
Can you prove that, mister?
Frankly, no. Look, George, I have an idea it was someone that didn't like Mr. Appleby.
Who?
I thought perhaps you could tell me if he had any enemies.
I don't know any.
Go on with your work, George. We can talk.
I'm almost done.
Well, I'll help you. I'm a pretty good motor mechanic.
Well, I was just straightening this thing.
Well, I'll give you a hand.
I suppose I should feel sorry for old Tom.
You don't?
No. I didn't like him. He didn't like me either.
You'd know, I suppose, if anybody ever indicated that he hated Mr. Appleby.
Of course. I knew them both pretty well. Worked here 6 months. No, 7.
She didn't hate him.
Alma? Aunt Alma, you mean? No, she certainly didn't. Put up with an awful lot from him, though. And was frightful. Always grousing at her when I drove around the countryside in the car. Always drunk.
She drink, too?
No, only that night. When she found him with those 3 holes in his head.
Was he struck 3 times?
3 jolly great smashes.
And you don't have any idea who did it?
This burglar.
Burglar?
Well, whoever it was.
Where did the mallet come from that he was killed with?
Well, it was ours. Cops took it away.
Well, I hope they find whoever it was.
Well, if you cops are any good...
We're trying. That's why I'm talking to you, George.
Huh? Why?
Hoped you might be able to help her.
Listen, mister. I'd give my life for her.
Well...
I love her.
She's been very nice to you, I understand.
I love her. She's the sweetest, the most adorable, the most...
Well...
Huh?
She's going to hang.
No! She's not. She didn't do it.
Confess, George.
They won't let me see her.
Now, George.
I've got to see her, I tell you. I've got to see her.
Why is it so important? Why, George?
Because they'll hang her. They'll hang Alma. She didn't do it. She didn't murder Tom, and they're going to hang her for something she didn't do.
But what good will it do for you to see her?
I'll tell you what good it'll do. I know who did it. I know, I tell you. Do you hear me? I know who killed Tom Appleby.
Who?
I know who murdered him, and so does she. I've got to talk to her, or they'll hang her.
Alma Virginia Appleby's life was in desperate jeopardy. She had been remanded for trial, and no power on earth is sufficient to alter the slow, regular course of British justice before that trial takes place. Not even a confession by another person can change her status, that of a prisoner awaiting trial before a jury of her peers. I explained that to George Percy Emmons. "You're coming to the rescue a trifle late, young George," I said. "It might be that you're too late."
I've got to save her. I love her, and she loves me.
This is George Percy Emmons' statement.
I have worked as chauffeur and general handyman for about 7 months for Alma and Tom Appleby. Alma, Mrs. Appleby, has been very good to me. She said I'm like what her dead son might have grown up to be. He did not like me. He didn't like anybody. He was always drunk, and he mistreated Alma, Mrs. Appleby. She tried to keep away from him. She always asked me to drive her to various places so she could be away from him and his tyranny. I love her very much. 3 months ago, I asked her to marry me. First, she laughed at me. And then she cried. She said that she was old enough to be my mother. I said that I was old enough to become her husband. But she said she already had a husband. And I said he was a bad husband, and old, and ill-mannered. And she agreed. But she said he was her husband, and she'd sworn to be his wife. I told her I loved her, but she said, "No, that is evil." I asked her, if she didn't have Tom for a husband, would she marry me? She cried and said, "You must not say that to me." I asked her many more times to marry me when Tom died. 6 times. Tom was old, and he was no good, and he mistreated her. And finally, the 7th time, I asked her if she would marry me if Tom was dead. She cried some more, and I begged her to answer me, and at last she said yes, and she kissed me, and said again she would marry me if I still wanted her to, after Tom was dead. And I thought about it a long time. On the night Tom was killed, on that night, I'd brought her back from a trip in the country, and we were very happy. She kissed me when we came home, and she said she loved me. And my heart was breaking. And then when Tom got drunk that night, he hit her, when she told him he shouldn't drink so much because it was affecting his health. And then I decided. I waited till she and Marjorie the maid went upstairs to bed, and then I got the mallet from the garage, and I stole into the house, and Tom was sitting in his chair, and he was in a stupor, and he didn't hear me. And I crept up behind him, and I hit him 3 times on his bald head very hard, so I heard the bone crack. And he slid down in the chair, and he was dead, I thought. And I thought, now we can be married, Alma and me. But when I went to the staircase to go up and tell her, I looked up, and she was standing there, and she had seen it all. And everything I did, killing him, had come to naught. And I am a murderer, and Alma must not hang, although I surely shall. This is my confession. Write it down, and I will sign it. So help me, George Percy Emmons.
George Percy Emmons was remanded for trial by the same magistrate who had examined Alma Virginia Appleby. They were tried together at the Southampton Assizes a little more than a month after Thomas Appleby had died. Both defendants pleaded guilty. Both seemed, as one crime reporter complained, to outdo the other in protestations, not of innocence, but of guilt. Unlike almost every case where a man and a woman have been accused of murder, they did not attempt to fix the guilt on one another, but each seemed determined to save the other's life at the cost of his own. This was the verdict of the jury.
Members of the jury, are you agreed upon your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Do you find the prisoner, Alma Virginia Appleby, guilty or not guilty of murder?
Not guilty.
Do you find the prisoner George Percy Emmons guilty or not guilty of murder?
Guilty. We should like to add a writer to that. We recommend him to mercy.
George Percy Emmons, you stand convicted of murder. Have you to say anything why the court should not give you judgment of death according to law?
I wish
Let the prisoner Alma Virginia Appleby be discharged.
George, save me! Save me!
And so they hanged 18-year-old George Emmons. And on the day he was hanged, Alma, the woman who was old enough to be his mother, but young enough to have wanted to be his wife, sat down and wrote a letter. She sealed it, addressed it to the people of England. And standing in the room where Thomas à Becket Appleby had died by her lover's hand, she stabbed herself through the heart. Justice was done.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC.